Hey gang, welcome back to your new place. Just wanted to bring you out here on a nice bright sunny day. Check this out, huh? Very, very nice. It's definitely sunny and 70 in St. Augustine today. But anyway, just wanted to, not a whole lot to show you. I just wanted to go over today. I know this is very frustrating. Construction's that up and down, back and forth. Sometimes things take a little longer than expected. Sometimes things move quicker than expected. But I would rather it be absolutely perfectly right for you guys. And I think Ryan feels the exact same way. So him and I just chatted today about the insulation going in on Friday, sheetrock by Tuesday, because he's got to get an insulation inspection before the sheetrock goes in. The county wants to look at that before they cover up the walls, okay? But you know what I thought I'd do today? Let's do a little technical walk around, and I'm going to show you kind of what they've been working on as well. I don't think I've done that yet, but I also want to kind of show you guys some different things about your house, okay? And no place better to start than here in the garage, okay? That's the back of an outside receptacle, okay? And you'll see that fire caulk, what they call fire caulk around it. It's a foam rubber, okay? They spray it in there, and all of the openings that that have a penetration through a wall or through a stud that can allow fire to travel and moisture to enter, they have to do that per county code. Everything has to be fire stopped, okay? And so that's the way it is on all of your openings. See, like, you look real up close. Now this is going to be the back side of your doorbell, and you see that where that wire goes through the wood, that's got the fire caulk on it as well, okay? So anytime you have openings, you have to do that. Now let's look over here. This is our breaker panel, of course. That's, I think everybody pretty much recognizes one of those. And if I pull this cardboard off here, I want to show you guys something here. Maybe I won't pull it out so easy. They got it tucked in pretty good. Hang on. There we go. Okay. I'll just pull it back like this. And you can see the big wires coming in. These are your main lines coming from outside of the house that feeds the panel. Okay. And these are all the different circuits. Excuse me, sorry. These are all the different circuit wires that go throughout your house. Now you may see different colored wire. You got the yellow and you got the white. Those are just different color sheets. The yellow are 20 amp circuits, the white are 15 amp circuits, and what it is just a different wire size. The 20 amp circuits are what they call 12-2 with a ground wire, and the white, the 15 amp circuits, are 14-2 with a ground. And when we get inside, well, actually I can do it right here. No, I'll wait till we get inside. I'm going to kind of show you guys what I mean by the 14-2, 12-2, that sort of thing. All right, so that's the different wire sizes depending on the load for that circuit, okay? And we have all of our plumbing behind the walls. We're going to show you some of that inside the house. And you see where those wires and everything go through the wall, how the fire stops are there? That has to be there. The county will not let them pass any sort of inspection. And there's one missing there. They'll have to get that tidied up. But they will not let them pass any inspections and move on to other areas the next without making sure things are in place, okay? So it's St. Johns County does a really great job with that stuff. Now you're going to notice a lot of writing on this wood, and the majority of that is Ryan's writing, okay? Like add stud here, he wanted more support there. Just different things he's done since he's taken over this job. So let's go over here. I'm going to show you something. This is a great place, the kitchen, to kind of show a lot of stuff technically about your house, okay? As you see, this big giant wire, this is the 30 amp. This is a 30 amp line. And see how heavy those wires are? This is going to carry the load for your cooktop, okay? It's 30 amp service, all right? The heavier the wire, the more load it can carry, okay? Now, we kind of come over here, and we're going to see this 20 amp circuit, right, with this 12-2 wire. Let me pull it out here. Stand by a minute. It's all hung up on each other. Okay, they got it grounds connected. Okay, this is a 12-2 wire. Okay, 12 gauge wire. That's the thickness of the wire. Then 12-2. That's a hot. The black is a hot line. This is a neutral line, and this is a ground. This makes us 12-2 with a ground. Okay, hope that makes sense to you guys. The hot is what brings the power in. AC circuits are basically circle circuits, if you will. The power comes in, goes back to the breaker, just makes one big alternating current. So it's a 12-2 with a wire. Hot side, neutral side, ground. Okay, that's the way all the wiring in the house is, no matter what size the wire is. Okay, so with that knowledge, let's go back to the breaker panel Okay, and I want to show you how all that works where you get power to your house. See all the caulk? That's for insulating factors as well, so that you don't get wind penetrations. Okay, all your windows and all your doors have that. Now, we go back out to our panel. We know that, let's take this, we'll take that all the way out. All right, we know that the power comes in from your meter can on these two lines, okay? It puts power in where your circuit breakers are. Now, remember the black is the hot wire. It's like one of, let's see if I can find one here. Yeah, like one of these, okay? You see that's a black one, okay? That's gonna go to a breaker, okay? All the blacks go to breakers, that's your hot line. Then your neutral here will go to a neutral bar, just like that. And then your grounds go to your ground bar, okay? That's how this whole system works, if that helps you guys understand what's happening here in your house. So they still have to hook up your hot lines. When they put the breakers in, they'll do that, okay? So it's nice and neat and organized. I know it doesn't look that way, but it really is, okay? All right, so that's kind of electrical 101 there. What else can we talk about? How about some plumbing? Well, we know about our AC ducts, right? We got lots of stuff going on between the floors. Very tight space, but they get everything in there. That's a manifold there where ducts go multiple different directions. In your AC system, you have supplies and you have returns. A supply is a duct that supplies the room with cold air. Supplies the room. Then you have a return duct. Let me sit back and turn around here and locate one. Stand by. We have lots of supplies, I see. That's a supply right there. And depending where the air handler is, it may not be here in the ceiling. It could be in the wall here somewhere. Stand by a minute. What do we got here? I'm sure it's here somewhere. Maybe I'll go upstairs and you'll be able to see one. Okay. So this has all been, this is part of what Ryan had to go through and reframe for the height and everything. See all that new wood in there? All this had to be reconfigured. So it was a little bit of work. And I'm going to show you the specifics that the county wanted them to address. Okay. See all that? This is all part of the insulation, right? That foam that goes in there, it's all part of the insulation. All that'll be trimmed off, of course, all the excess when they trim out the windows and stuff and sheetrock the walls. Okay, and these are ply gem windows, very good windows. Same windows Sharon and I are putting in our house. Okay, they're double pane, of course, about a ½ inch gap between the two inside and outside, with an airspace in between them, right, for insulating factors. So if we go up here, and you see this is all 2x6 construction, so you're going to have an R19 resistance 19. That's what the R stands for in insulation. R19 resistance to heat flow factor. That's what the R19 in your wall is going to be. Okay. Again, aircraft type cabling that holds your house. That's part of our weather hurricane tie down. Goes from way at the top plate all the way through those 2x6s all the way down to the bottom to the foundation. That keeps your house, that's part of our hurricane preparedness. We keep all houses tied down, okay? Then of course the roof system's tied to the wall system as well. Let's see what we've got here. Plumbing. Again, fire stop. As things go through wood, they have to have a fire stop, okay? Now, plumbing. This is, some builders still use PVC. Some builders have gone to what they call PEX tubing. Okay, PEX tubing, it's a brand name. It's a thick-walled, flexible pipe with these really cool fittings here that basically are almost non-leakable. These things are super, super strong. And it's easier for them to put in. It's more cost-effective, and it puts less joints because they can bend the pipe around things, and you'll see that in just a minute. But anything that's red is hot water. Anything that's clear is cold water, okay? That goes through, and then of course your drain lines, okay? And this is in a secondary bathroom because you got the sink there, toilet right here, okay? And then of course our tub right there. Now, before we go finish the stairs, I'm going to show you kind of what was going on and why the county wanted this stuff adjusted. Is that as we're walking down the stairs, you can see, probably if you can on my video, where that wall used to be. where all this area used to be back over here. Well, if you come back this way with it, it was less headroom coming down the stairs, and the county requires X amount of headroom, so that did not pass, and that's where the delay came in. That's the most part. There was a few other things that he found that he wanted taken care of, but that's the biggest delay right there. So they had to push all that back, redo all that wood, and I'll show you more of it up there. You can see where they kind of cut it right there, and they shoved the wall that way. Okay, so we'll look more of that at the top. But that's where the big giant delay is, or was. There's your bathtub overflow. Okay. What else we got here? And then of course it goes down for the drain, down the bottom of the tub, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, and then it goes down, out, and of course drains are all through gravity. Okay, so you can see how the water line's running in between your floors. Okay, so coming up, again, more fire stop. So where the affected area is, or was actually, for the framing, was over here. This is where we were just at. That's where it used to be. And then they had to slide everything back, reframe it so it was further back, and you can see kind of where it used to be right there. Shoop, straight across. So they bring it back, so you had more headroom down there. So that was the big deal. And because of that, you got a double wall created right there. So not a big, it's just going to be dead space, okay? It's going to be dead space. So I'm going to talk to Ryan. Not that it really matters. Again, I might talk to him, see if he doesn't need that there. Maybe taking that and kicking that out a little bit so you still have that little extra space there. So I don't know. It really won't make a heap of difference in the room, but yeah, I'll throw it past him and see if he says. Okay? So that was the big issue. That was this thing that that the county wanted adjusted. Okay. I know it's a little frustrating, exasperating, depressing, but in the end, guys, it's going to be, I appreciate your attitude. I really do. It's very frustrating for me sometimes as well, because I want to give you guys great news and show you great progress, and but at the end of the day, I would much rather have things that were done right, and the county does too. That's why they wouldn't pass the inspection. The county does not play like that. So back to our air conditionings. Here's a great example. That's the supply, where it supplies the room with the cool air. This is a return. Okay, this returns the air back to the air unit so it can get cool again. And now what they do, since these rooms are so tight and they got doors, anytime you have a closed up space, you have to have a supply, of course, because you want to keep your room cool, but you also have to have a return, so it keeps air flowing through the house. Back in the old days, they would do things like cut the doors short so it flowed up underneath. Sometimes they would put a vent over the door. It looks kind of ugly. But you have to, the air conditioning systems are absolutely engineered to these houses, and so that you want the air to move at a certain rate, you want it to move the certain humidity in the house, all that stuff they take in, how many window openings, what's the cubic footage of the house, how many door openings, how tall is the ceiling, all of that. Is it a 2x6 wall versus a 2x4 exterior wall? All those things are taken into consideration and engineered into the house, okay? Let's see. Let's look up, and you can see your fan boxes. All the bedrooms and community spaces have those fan boxes. You're braced for fans. I don't know if you can see that right there. You're braced for fans. They hold about 75 pounds, I think it is, so plenty of weight for a fan. Okay, plenty of weight for a fan. You'll also have in your outside of your bedrooms, or in your bedrooms and outside of your bedrooms, those right there, that's a smoke alarm hookup. They're all wired together. They'll be throughout the house. When one goes off, they'll all go off. Okay, they're hardwired and they have battery backups in them. You'll have a 9-volt battery backup in it. Okay, so let's go over here to the master. Sorry about that. They got that wall framed in, the one that was missing. There's a beautiful view that you guys are going to see of the water. Very nice. It's going to be a beautiful yard too. It's going to be nice and flat. Look at those over there. Yours is going to be real similar to those. All right, very nice. Let's see what else we can talk about. This is that wall that was missing, that was confusing Dwight. That's all in there now. Okay. Oh, here's a good example of your inside of your shower. I got water in there, so I'm not going to stand in there. But you can see that valve. When we talk about shower valves and handles, all they are really is mixing valves. It mixes the hot with the cold. And you see the right side's got the cold coming in, the left side's got the hot coming in. Then from there, it mixes it and goes up to your shower head. Okay? Those are 1/2-inch lines. So you got plenty of volume, but you also get the pressures as well. Okay. Let's see. You see that yellow line, so you know that's a 20 amp line. All GFCI circuits are usually 20 amp, and this being a wet area, because this is where your sinks are, that's going to be a GFC. Those are all GFCI protected. There's a great example of all the plumbing. Okay, you'll notice one thing: you got a hot and cold for this sink, and a hot and cold for that sink, right? But you also have down here, if you look at right below it, you'll see that one right there. That's another hot mixing valve. That's where a mixing valve is going to go for the bathtub. Code says they can only set the hot water so hot. I think it's 104 degrees. Anything over that is legal scald numbers. So the builders can't adjust any of that. There will be a valve there underneath that sink that you can later on go back in and adjust how much hot water, if you want more hot water to the bathtub. They do that because they don't want kids getting hurt. Okay, so this will only get so hot, and then if you adjust that valve, then when you turn it on, you can get as much hot water as you want. Okay, still 104 is still pretty warm water for a bath for a child and stuff. So no big deal. This is our low volt cabinet. Okay, again, all your cable, all your alarm, your door contacts, your window contacts, all that's right here. All your cable for all your rooms, they're all home runs from here to each room. There's no splitting of your lines and stuff. Okay. Let's see. So, I think that's a good technical walkthrough. I'm going to actually make it easier on myself and walk through this wall. This is your air handler closet. Okay. There's going to be two. Looks like we got our air handler here. We got a closet full of that, and you see how that return goes through the floor, so it's an opening basically, so they have to fire stop that as well. Okay, and this of course is where the air handler closet actually is. I apologize for that. Okay, so what else can I talk about here? Okay, one more quick thing. Where you have anything like a plumbing pipe that goes through wires or something that are exposed, they put those plates there so that when they start doing sheetrock work, they don't shoot screws through pipes and things of that nature. Okay. All right, looking up at your truss package, all pretty self-explanatory. The triangle and the circle are nature's strongest shapes. That's why your truss packages always have these triangles in them. Super, super strong. Okay. Okay. Then you got those metal plates called gusset plates. They hold all those pieces together. And individually, one truss is super, super weak. You'll also watch them flex while they use a crane to hoist them on top of the roof. They're super weak. But together, when they're all set together, they're absolutely some of the strongest things you can get a hold of. Okay, so the truss package is super strong together. Okay. Here's another example. This is the other side of when we were coming up the stairs. Just another example of where your pipes and everything are. Okay. All right, and the reason this water's in this tub, the same way with water in the master, they put the water in there to make sure there's no leaks anywhere in the system. They watch those levels. Okay. The same way when they first install the water, they have to pressurize the system, and it has to be up, I think it's 100 pounds, and it has to stay there for a couple of weeks before they can pass inspection when they pour the slab. Make sure there's no slab leaks or anything like that. Okay. Bunch of different wires for different switches and stuff for your lighting and everything. Okay. All right, gang. I think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, I can tell the difference as I walk down these stairs. Having that further away gives you more of that head height. It's actually going to be. It's the way. I'm sure that's why the county saw it. It did seem a little tight to me when I first walked it, but now it's definitely not tight because I got plenty of room. Although I'm not super tall either, so short guy. All right, any questions or comments? I'm going to leave you with a view of your backyard. How about that? Some more of your fan box, can lights. See, we've never kind of talked about this. This is where your air handler is going to go. That's another good thing to talk about. Okay. So your line's going through the wall, again with the fire stop. Okay. This is all your coolant lines from the compressor all the way upstairs to the air handler. Okay. More plumbing. So pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty cool stuff, and of course your island. Okay. All right. As always, we do appreciate it. Appreciate your patience. We're absolutely excited to get you guys in here, and I know you're biting at the bit too, but it'll be good. When it's all done and you guys are in, and you're gonna go, it was worth the wait. It's all good. I got some more framing I noticed up here. I'm ready for your siding, for the soffit and everything, so that's cool. The walls are all taped up, ready for siding too, so it's all good. And they can't side until all of the framing is passed. So that's why that siding's been sitting out there as well. It's not gonna hurt it, it's all concrete-based board, so not gonna hurt it at all. But they can't do any of that until they pass all these inspections, okay? Hey, one more real quick thing. I was thumbing through the paperwork here. I wanna show you something real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is the site plan for your house that was approved by the county. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna zoom in on it here. Look at your finished floor elevation. Can you see that? 41 feet, I think it says. Let me back up, right? Yeah, 41. Finished floor elevation is 41.3 feet. I'm telling you guys, that's amazingly high. There will be no water issues with this house, okay? So, awesome, awesome. Anyway, 41 feet high. That's above sea level. That's huge. All right, gang, I think that's all I got for you. Oh, one more thing. They also every so often use these huge bars here. Again, do the same thing. They tie the framing to the concrete, okay? This house is gonna be super, super strong. Alarm box, okay, for the keypad. All right, gang, any questions or comments, give me a shout. We're here for you. We'll keep moving along. We will keep on moving. All right. Have a fantastic day. We do appreciate you.